And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleracers Show for another video. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Today we have another sales video for you guys. We're getting caught up on these slowly but surely. You know, I say that every time, but then it's like a month in between sales videos and they just never really get caught up. But I know there's a bunch of you guys that really enjoy seeing the items that are moving in and out of my Acceleracers store. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
In the last order of the day, buyer purchased a loose CM6 riveted. I honestly kind of prefer riveted with the CM6s, I am not going to lie. So we purchased a loose CM6 riveted and a riveted card. So it's almost like it came right out of a blister. But the total on this order was $22 even. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. All right, guys, next up we sold a bunch more Acceleracers cards. This was a lot of 7 total cards. They kind of varied in condition. So it was a near mint copy of the Cavern Realm, a heavily worn condition copy of Octanium, probably one of the rare silencer vehicles, a near mint copy of RDO 3 version 2, a near mint copy of the Night Sight Acceleracharger, a lightly played copy of Reverb, definitely one of the harder vehicle cards to find that's non-foil, a mint condition copy of the Desert Realm Hollow. Oops, got it upside down. The Desert Realm there, love the card art on that card. It looks like Power Age down there maybe. Look at that. And then a mint copy of Battering Bubble to wrap up this order. So 2 of the harder to find foil cards as well, Battering Bubble and the Desert Realm. The total on this order was $122 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And next up we sold a lot of 8 more Acceleracers cards, which were 1 copy of each of the starter set exclusive vehicle cards that were all in played condition. So Flathead Fury 2, Ratified 2, Technetium 2, RDO 3 Plus, RDO 9 Plus, and Battle Spec 2. And the same buyer also purchased a mint copy of Vectra Technetium and a mint copy of Hyper Chicane, one of the coolest card arts in the card game. Love that lightning in the background, or at least I think it's lightning. I don't know, whatever it is, it looks pretty sweet. So the total on this order was $49 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And next up, the first car from the Wall of Power has sold. It was a carded Cub Light car. Definitely the most expensive silencer vehicle out there right now. I wouldn't say it's the rarest. Cub Light and Technetium were always kind of hand in hand for me, but Cub Light's definitely the one that shot up the most in price recently. So the total on this order was $98 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And following that up, we sold a Highway 35 carded Firebird IROC. Definitely much prefer it to the Pontiac Rageous, but still leaves a little bit desired there with this car model. But overall, still a pretty cool car. Total on this order was $29 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And next up, we sold one of the 2 Acceleracers starter set exclusive green synchros. I guess you could call it the Acceleracharged Synchro because it does have the Acceleracharged body on it, but I don't know if that's what it's officially called. I just call it starter set exclusive synchro. But this was in, I think I said it was in near mint condition because it had some very light scratching on the top. You can kind of see it there. But overall, guys, this car was like almost perfect. I think it came directly out of the package in that condition. But the total on this order was $65 even when you include shipping. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And next up, we sold a lot of 4 loose, lightly worn Acceleracers cars, or actually these might have been heavily worn. I'm not gonna remember off the top of my head. They're definitely used condition though. So it was a CM6 Drift Tech, a CM5 Rolling Thunder, a CM6 RDO 6, and a CM6 Octanium to wrap it up. Total on this order was $34 even to a new buyer, I believe. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And the last purchase from over the weekend was this loose, lightly worn CM5 RDO 6 car with the deep green wheels. Absolutely a huge fan of the deep green wheels. They just look so much better than the traditional sort of light green wheels. It's amazing the difference that it makes, honestly. But I get that these sort of match the windshield and everything else a little bit more, but I don't know, I always preferred those. But I mean, in the movies, they were more yellowish than even green, so I don't know if any of these are really considered movie accurate, but the total on this order was $17 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And then next up, guys, we sold 2 pretty rare Acceleracers trading cards. It was a mint copy of Octanium. This was the mint copy from that big shipment. And the same buyer also purchased the moderately worn condition Jump Jets card. It just had a little bit too much wear to be mint condition. It did have a little bit of a crease right here, right where my thumb is at on the side of the card, and just minor whitening here and there around the edges, lots of minor wear. But anyways, same buyer purchased both of these. Total on this order was $200 even. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And this buyer has now completed his Acceleracers trading card set. He did it very quickly too. I want to say over the course of the last 5 or 6 months, he collected all 246 cards, which is not an easy feat to pull off at all. So huge shout out to him. And next up, we had yet another order of Acceleracers trading cards. Trading cards are hot right now. So these were all sort of varying in condition, so I'm not going to go through their individual condition. Some were near mint, some were heavily played. But that was a copy of Synchro, then a copy of RDO 9 Plus, copy of Ratified 2, Flathead Fury 2, RDO 3 Plus, Technetium 2, and Battle Spec 2, so all 6 of the starter set exclusive vehicles. Then a high voltage card, an RDO 5 card, lots of rares here, Draft, Reverb, Technetium, tons of rare vehicles here, a mint copy of the Fog Realm, Nitrox 3 foil card, Acid Bath foil card, and a Battering Bubble foil card to wrap it up. So lots of rares and foils in here. The total on this order was $120 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And then guys, we have one more massive order of Acceleracers cards to wrap up the orders for today. Let's go through them real quick. I believe it was a total of like 63 total cards. So it was near mint to mint copies of Balance Box, Spy Eye, Mega Charger, Engine Elixir, Stone Sphinx, Slam Ram Hyperpod, Mutant Vulture, Sweepers, Under the Hood, Moscarillas, Draft and Pass, Slalom, Visor Mask, Burnout, Choke Valves, Proto Sharks, Soundproof, Wrecking Balls, ooh, almost lost them, Air Refresher, Endure, Solar Flare, Meteor Shower, Spire Slalom, and Avalanche. That was the first order. And then the same buyer also purchased some rare vehicle cards, which were Torqued Pile Driver, Hyper Baseline, Hyper Drift Tech, Hyper Battle Spec, Hyper High Voltage, Battle Spec, and Synchro. And then we are not done yet, guys. We still have more. There's another 10 card order, which was Jawjammer, Power Rage, Torqued Flathead Fury, Ratified, Spoiler, Nightlife, Rolling Thunder, Riveted, Spinebuster, Hyper Spectite, and the same buyer also purchased a lot of 22 lightly played to heavily played condition cards. So the grand total on all of these cards together was right at $118 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And next up, we sold a lot of 3 near mint to mint cards, which were Synchro, Teleport, and Hydroglide. Some pretty cool looking card arts here, I'm not gonna lie. I think I only have one more copy of Synchro that's in near mint condition. So if you are missing it, don't hesitate to snag it because I don't know when I'll be getting any more. Total on this order was $16 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And next up, we sold another lot of 6 near mint to mint cards, which were all starter set exclusive cards. So RDO 9 Plus, RDO 3 Plus, Technetium 2, Ratified 2, Flathead Fury 2, and Battle Spec 2. The total for all 6 of these was $30 even to a new buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And then the last purchase of the day was a Gen 2 series Realm RDO 5 that had the clear wheel variation on it. Definitely seems to be the more desirable one. I mean, who wants regular Gen 1 wheels if you can get these sick Gen 2 wheels? But anyways, total on this order was $50 even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. All right, guys, last night was the first night that I had all the Gen 2 cards in my Accelerator store, so let's go through the sales. We sold a bunch of them right off rip. But first things first, we sold a Highway 35 carded slingshot. This was the last slingshot that I had in stock. It's a little bit dusty here, but eventually sold at the price of $62. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. I think that went to a new buyer, I believe. And then next up, we sold the Team Colors High Voltage that had the split paint variation where it's neon around the perimeter of the car and sort of a dull orange on top. Definitely an odd looking variation there. But anyways, total on this order was $90 even to another return buyer. So thanks for that purchase and hopefully you enjoy. Then another one sold right off the rip. It was the Gen 2 International card, RDO 5. This was the Realm Edition RDO 5. And the International ones, they don't have the series name right there. Like as you can see on these right here, it says, you know, Acceleron series, Drone series, but the international ones do not. And on the back, obviously they have a bunch of stuff in different languages. But anyways, this one sold almost immediately, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought the international ones weren't as popular, but sold for $50 immediately. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And then next up, we sold 2 of the more popular ones, which were the Drone series Nitrium and the Acceleron series Coverlight, which is definitely one of my favorites in the line. And honestly, the Nitrium's pretty far up there too. I love that paint job as well. But both of these sold within probably 2 hours of me listing them for a grand total of $195 even to a return buyer. So thanks for that purchase. And Gen 2 cars are just absolutely hot right now. They have been over the last month or so, and the demand doesn't seem to be going anywhere for them. And next up, we sold the Loose Mint Muscle Tone from that DVD or VHS 2-pack that I opened up that had the Muscle Tone and the Vulture. The Muscle Tone finally sold. Something about Loose Mint World Race cars, they're just absolutely beautiful. Decals are just out of this world. Super smooth to touch. They're pretty impressive. So the total on this order was $34 even to a return buyer. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And then to wrap up the orders from last night, guys, we sold a pair of Hyper Reverb cards, both to separate buyers. One sold in the evening and then the next one sold an hour later. So it definitely sold pretty quick. Just super popular card. Love the design on it. I mean, just look at that card in the light. It is absolutely gorgeous. So the total for both of these was $38 a piece once you include shipping. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you guys enjoy. And I think I have one more of these left. All right, guys, let's go through the sales from over the weekend. So first things first, we sold the Gen 2 Team Colors RDO 9. This was the one that had the Tampo variations. As you can see, is actually missing the side decals that are supposed to be on this car, which is an interesting little variation. but from what I've heard from several people that are more knowledgeable about these than I are, it's not a super rare variation, but it is kind of neat. So anyways, total on this order was $60, even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And next up, we sold one of the last couple rares that I have left from the Highway 35 series. This was a Highway 35 carded Aero Flash car, also known as Silver Bullet, from the Street Breed team. Definitely one of the rare Street Breed cars. So the total on this order was $118, even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy it, and we are out of Aero Flash. Next up, we sold 3 Loose Mint Silencers cards, which were a CM6 Anthracite, the CM6 Nitrum. This is actually the gloss silver Nitrum variation, which honestly I kind of prefer. I think it looks really sharp compared to the flat gray. But I've noticed that this gloss one definitely seems to have more, it's hard to explain. It looks sort of like the paint is cracking on it, but it's just kind of the way the paint goes for these gloss ones. It looks a little, it's hard to explain. It kind of looks like it's all scratched up, but it's really not. It's just the way the paint looks on it. So a gloss silver Nitrum, and then the last car in the order was a CM6 Carbide. So a nice little lot of silencers here. Total on this order was $57, even to a new buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And then we sold a lot of 5 Near Mint Acceleracers cards, which are all Acceleracers. It was a copy of Sprout Road, 2D, Night Sight, Lightning Rod, and Hydroglide. The total on this order was $25, even to a new buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And the last order from over the weekend was the Loose Mint Highway 35 Vulture that we pulled out of the VHS 2-pack. The Vulture and the Muscle Tone both sold. It's funny, I had them both listed for like 3 weeks and didn't really get much interest on them, and then they both sold within like 2 days of each other. So this Vulture is gone. Definitely one of my favorite cars in the line. Love the whole design, paint scheme, aerodynamics of the car. Absolutely awesome. Total on this order was $70, even to a new buyer, so thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. Next up, we sold a lot of 4 more Near Mint Acceleracers cards. Let's flip through them real quick. It was Black Ice, Lightning Rod, the Water Realm, and the Cavern Realm. Only have a copy or 2 left of the Cavern Realm, so don't hesitate to get it if you are missing it. Total on this order was $25, even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. All right, let's go through the orders from last night. First things first, we sold a lot of 2 Loose Mint cards, which were my last CM5 Riveted and my last CM6 Rolling Thunder. This was the light red, or well, yeah, I guess it's considered the light red variation. The other one's maroon. So the total on this order was $33, even to a new buyer, I believe. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And next up, we sold another lot of 22 lightly played to heavily played cards. This lot featured a copy of the Solar Realm, definitely one of my favorite arts in the card game. Absolutely love the detail on this realm. Wish we could have seen it in one of the movies. I'm sure it would have been kind of similar to the Lava Realm, but I think it would probably be like the Lava Realm in space, right? Something like that. Pretty sweet. Either way, total on this order was $30, even to a new buyer, so thanks for that purchase. And then next up, guys, Galorum would be absolutely thrilled with this purchase. It was not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6, 7. It was a total of 8 Loose Mint RDO 6s. Gotta love a whole fleet of racing drones. Absolutely awesome seeing them all together. I assume this is what drone headquarters look like, and I think one of these did have the deep green wheels. The rest were all the light green wheels, so interesting little variation there. I'm a big fan of the deep green wheels. They look absolutely sick. So total on this order was $85, even to a return buyer, so thanks for that purchase. All right, guys, so next up, I think this might set the record for the biggest trading card purchase that I've ever had, honestly, as far as bulk trading cards and just overall price goes. Well, no, I've sold some lots of 3D4s that were pretty expensive, but this one's definitely up there as far as just a massive order of cards. So let's just jump through real quick. This is probably gonna be like a 3-minute long clip. So this one buyer made 3 separate orders that all had like 40 plus items. So it was a copy of Draft, 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Mutant Vultures, 2 copies of Anti-Gravitation, 1 copy of Nightlife, 1 RDO 4 version 2, copy of Synchro, copy of Tweakbox, Behemoth Mosquitoes, Iridium, the Labyrinth Realm, 2 copies of Riveted, a Hyper High Voltage, which I think I only have 1 or 2 copies left of, then Shortcut, Acceleron Virus, 2 copies of Spike Tires, then we've got 4-Wheel Steering, Hyper Power Rage, Hyper Battle Spec, Dual Driller Hyperpod, Rocket Socket Hyperpod, Dragon Torch, lots of uncommons in here. Then we have 2 copies of Camo Skin, 2 copies of Poly Alloy Wheels, my last copy of Baseline. Then I believe it was 1, 2, 3, I think it was a total of 6 copies of Hotwire. Yep, 6 copies of Hotwire. Then the Water Realm, Lightning Rod, 2 copies of Electric Fry, the Cavern Realm, Hyper Spectite, the Neon Pipeline Realm, 2 copies of Magnetic Bounce, 2 copies of Molten River, a copy of Traction Control, gosh, they're going all over the place, then a copy of Impervious Tires, 2 copies of Hack Mimic, 2 copies of, 3 copies of Wrecking Balls, excuse me, then we've got 2 copies of Buckle Up, 2 copies of Hardened Underbelly, a foil Lava Realm card, out of stock again on the Lava Realm. Just such an awesome looking card art on that one. So that was the first 40 card order, or 40 different cards, I believe. So I think there's actually like 67 cards in this order when you include the duplicates. And now moving on to the next one, it was a copy of Gyro Stabilizer, 2 copies of All or Nothing, 2 copies of Undistort, a copy of Black Ice, a copy of the Cosmic Realm, Suspension Enhancers, Drifting, RDO 6, the Ruins Realm, RDO 5 version 2, the Canyon Realm, Proto Sharks, well actually 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Proto Sharks, then 2 copies of RDO 3, 2 copies of Forest Inferno, Reaction Time, then a moderately worn condition copy of the Desert Realm, so out of stock completely on the Desert Realm now. Same buyer also purchased a mint copy of the Cyber Grid Realm and a mint copy of the Storm Realm. So definitely lots of rares and realm cards moving in here. So that was the second set of cards that are going out to this buyer. So there's one more. Let's see if we can get them over here real quick. This is quite a beast of an order. So it was a copy of Racing Slicks, Burnout. Then I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Moscarillas, Vector Technetium. Then it was, I believe, 6 copies of Rev Matching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Then we got the Cliffside Realm, RDO 3 version 2, RD10, Night Sight, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 copies of Ice Shrapnel. Then 2 copies of Frictionless, which I'm now out of stock on again. The Warped Realm, 2D. Then 2 copies of Rolling Thunder, the Blizzard Realm, Guts, Harpoon Hyperpod, Anthracite, Vectra Iridium, Excellium, then 2 copies of Folding Corners, the Chrome Realm, Smooth Driving, which might have been my last copy of Smooth Driving. Then we got Mega Base Box, Vectra Excellium, RDO 7, Battle Spec, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies of Blown Hydrant, or was the... There's either 4 or 5 copies of Blown Hydrant. I got to go back through this order anyways and double check. I was packaging this up late last night and my eyes were starting to cross after like the 100th card that I had to pull. So hopefully this is right. I'll have to go back through and double check. Then we got 2 copies of Rock Slide, copy of Sprout Road, 2 copies of Pulse Emitter, RDO 2, Ratified, Pedal to the Metal. Then we had 1, 2, 3 copies of Sweepers, and then a pile of Escher's Worlds. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 Escher's Worlds, then a Solar Realm, 2 copies of Pick-a-Line, then my last mint copy of the Fog Realm, out of stock again on the Fog Realm, and then a lot of 22 lightly played, heavily played cards that included a Micro Realm as the chase card on that. And then the same buyer also purchased a couple more cards here. It was a copy of Jackhammer, Suspension Enhancers, a foil Tsunami Hazard card, which I still have a handful of, a foil Home Track Advantage card, and a foil Nitrox 3 card. So all of these cards are going out to the same buyer, guys. An absolutely massive purchase. I think the total was like 135 or 100. No, it was more than that. It was probably more like 175 cards total. I forgot there was a lot of 22 played cards in here, but wow, this clip did come out to be 3 minutes long. But anyways, the grand total on this purchase was right at $670 for all of these cards. So thanks for that purchase. Hopefully you enjoy. And as I'm sure most of you guys know, he is using these to play the card game, I believe, with, 5 and 6 copies of some of them. So hopefully you enjoy.
So that is going to wrap it up for the sales video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you saw some of your purchases in there, let me know down in the comments. Thank you again for all of your purchases and support that you guys are doing on the channel, guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. Every time you guys use my affiliate links, make purchases on eBay, it definitely gives me a small kickback. So huge shout out to all of you guys that are helping support the channel that way. Seriously, I cannot thank you enough from the bottom of my heart. You guys make this a lot of fun to do. But anyways, that's going to wrap it up. If you enjoyed, be sure to smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the Acceleracers for more Acceleracers related content. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.